Hello guys, so today we're going to be talking about another reading passage. So I'll help you get like 40 out of 40. Just not to spend a lot of time, I'm just going to focus on passage 1 right now. So guys, it's Cambridge 6 test 1. Let's look at it. Let's go. As you can see, it's like passage 1, Australia's sporting success. So first thing you have to really pay attention is as I told you like many times guys, you have to be really careful on this. Like this is what you need. The title, Australia's sporting success. Okay, it's going to be about how Australia succeeded in different kinds of sports. First thing we do is we're going to read the first paragraph all the time. No exceptions. They play hard, they play often, they play to win. Australian sport teams win more than their fair share of titles, demolishing rivals with seeming ease. How do they do it? A big part of the secret is an extensive and expensive network of sporting academies underpinned by science and medicine. So they also use kind of science and medicine to achieve what they want. At the Australian Institute of Sport, AIS, hundreds of youngsters and pros live and train under the eyes of coaches. Another body, the Australian Sports Commission, ASC, finances programs of excellence in a total of 96 sports for thousands of sportsmen and women. Both provide intensive coaching and training facilities and nutritional advice. So as you can see right here, so now we know a lot of people help Australians succeed. Let's jump right into the questions. There are like different types of questions we have, and we're going to go straight to questions from 1 to 7. Reading passage has 6 paragraphs. So, I mean, if we start from these questions, it's going to be like a long time, because we have to read the whole passage, which sometimes you have to do it. But in my case, I want to show you the easiest way, so I'm not going to do it. Now, classify the following techniques according to whether the writer states they. They are currently exclusively used by Australians. Currently exclusively used by Australians. That means only by Australians. Or will be used in the future by Australians. Okay, it will be used in the future. Are currently used by both Australians and their rivals. Camera, sensor, protein test, altitude, tints. So that's kind of easier because all we have to do is detect those keywords in the passage and you'll be good to go. And you have to just read the sentences that you see these words, and it's going to give you the clue. No more than 3 words and a number from the, and this is also kind of easier. All we have to do is just answer the question. First and foremost, the first thing is you have to understand what are you looking for. What is produced to help an athlete plan their performance in an event? Okay, in an event, to plan their performance, what are they use? We need a no more than 3 words or and a number. By how much did some cyclist performance improve at the 1996 Olympic Games? So I think I'm going to do camera, sensor, protein test, and altitudes because all I have to do is find those words and find the sentences where these words are being used and just decide if it's only used by Australians currently or will be used in the future or currently used by both Australians and their rivals. Let's get to it. Okay, camera, sensor, altitude, tints. Let's try this because I think, as you can see, I could not find anything right here. No camera, no sensors. Starting from here, I see like it's 3D analysis tool. So it's like more about like tools and instruments. So let's read it. A lot of their work comes down to measurement, everything from the exact angle of a swimmer's dive to the second by second power output of a cyclist. This data is used to bring improvements out of athletes. The focus is on individuals tweaking performances to squeeze an extra hundreds of seconds here, an extra millimeter there. Okay, let's have a look. No gain is too slight to bother it. It's the tiny gradual improvement that add up to world-beating results. To demonstrate how the system works, Bruce Mason at AIS shows off the prototype of a 3D analysis tool for studying swimmers. So now they are like trying to elaborate a pretty good plan to enhance sportsmen, athletes' performance. A wireframe model of a champion swimmer slices through the water, her arms moving in slow motion. Looking side on, Mason measures the distance between strokes. From above, he analyzes how her spine swivels. When fully developed, this system will enable him to build a biomechanical profile for coaches to use help budding swimmers. Mason's contribution to sport includes the development of the SWAN swimming analysis system, now used in Australian national competitions. It collects images from digital cameras running at 50 frames a second and breaks down each part of the performance into factors that can be analyzed individually: stroke length, stroke frequency, duration, and all that stuff. Let's have a look at the questions. I kind of forgot, but if you have like a piece of paper, it's going to be a lot easier since I'm not using it. Okay, once again, camera, sensor, protein test, altitude test. Okay, so as we know that it's now being used in Australia, like cameras, so I can say that it is A. Now next, take a look at says Mason pulling out of a sheet of data. He pointed out the data on the swimmers in second and third place, which shows that one who finished third actually swam faster. So why did he finish 35 hundredths of seconds second down? His turn times were like 44 hundredths of a second behind the other guy, says Mason. If he can improve on his turns, he can do much better. This is the kind of accuracy that AIS scientists and researchers bring into a range of sports. With the Cooperative Research Centre for Microtechnology in Melbourne, they're developing unobtrusive sensors. Okay, they're developing sensors that will be embedded in an athlete's clothes or running shoes to monitor heart rate, sweating, heart production, or any other factor that might have an impact on athletes' performance. So there will be, which is they are still working on it. So it'll be in the future. It's B. There's more to it than simply measuring performance. Fricker gives an example of athletes who may be down with cuffs and calls at 11 and 12 times a year. After years of experimentation, AIS and University of Newcastle and New South Wales developed a test that measures altitude test, let's say, or protein maybe. Developed a test that measures how much the immune system protein immunoglobulin A is present in the athlete's saliva, IgA. A level suddenly fall below a certain level. Training is eased and dropped altogether. Soon IgA levels start rising again and danger passes. Since the tests were introduced, AIS athletes in all sports have been remarkably successful at staying healthy. Okay, this is also like being used by Australians. Using data is complex business. Well, before a championship, sport scientists and coaches start to prepare the athletes by developing a competition model based on what they expect will be the winning times. You design a model to make that time, says Mason, a start of this match, and each free swimming period has to be this fast with a certain stroke frequency, stroke length, and turns out in these times, all the training is generated and geared towards making the athletes hit those targets. But overall, for each segment of the race, techniques like these have transformed Australia into arguably the world's most successful sporting nation. Of course, there's nothing to stop others copying. Some years ago, unveiled coolant-lined jackets for endurance athletes. At the Atlanta Olympic Games in 1996, these sliced as much as 2% of cyclists' rover times. Now everyone uses them. So some kind of jackets is being used by everyone. Same happened to the altitude tent. Okay, altitude tent also being used by everyone. Developed to replicate the effect of altitude training at sea level. But Australia's success story is about more than easily copying technology. This is up to now, no nation has replicated its all-encompassing system, okay? So, as you can see, there's more to it. According to those guys, they are developing the sensors, which will be kind of in the future. So sensors, protein tests in the future, sensors, like Somewhere here I saw it. Okay, sensors in the future, protein test now. Years of experimentation developed a test. Okay, protein test being used by Australians, camera being used by Australians, and sensors will be used in the future. And last one, altitude tents, both Australians and their rivals. Okay, now we're done with this. Camera, sensor, protein test, and altitude. Okay, you got it, right? Camera, currently used. A, sensors. What did I say? In the future, protein. A, last one is C. So like a ABAC, as we call it. Now some answers here. What is produced to help an athlete plan their performance in an event? Okay, planning their performance, they did something. Planning their performance. Okay, somewhere here. Pulling out a shaded data. Well, before a championship, sports scientists and coaches start to prepare their athlete by developing a competition model. Okay, model. So they produce a model based on what they expect will be the winning times. You design a model to make that time and start up this much. Each free swimming period has to be like this fast and with a certain stroke frequency, stroke length, and turns down in these times. All the training is then geared towards making the athlete hit those targets both overall for each segment of the race. Techniques like this have been transformed most successful sporting nation. Okay, they develop a competition model first. And let's look at the question. By how much did some cyclists in at the 1996 Olympic Games performance improve? Okay, we got the keyword 1996 Olympics. Let's go. Let's get to it. 1996 Olympics. That's right here. How much did it improve? Like as much as 2%. Okay, buddy, 2%. That's how you do it. Now, pretty much we read most of the paragraph. Only paragraph B I didn't read. Inside the academy, science takes center stage. The AIS employs more than 100 sports scientists and doctors and collaborates with scores of others in universities and research centers. AIS scientists work across a number of sports, applying skills learned in one, such as building muscle strength in golfers, to others, such as swimming and squash. They are backed by technicians who design instruments to collect data from athletes. They all focus on one aim, winning. Okay, this is about like scientists focusing on it. We can't waste our time looking at ethereal scientific questions that do not help the coach work with an athlete and improve performance. Chief science ed. So once again, they employ more than 100 sports scientists and doctors collaborate with the scores of other state university research centers across a number of sports, applying skills learned in one, applying to others. I got it, man. Let's do it. Reference to the exchange of expertise between different sports. I just read it, guys. You know, it's B. Applying from one sport to another. Explanation of how visual imaging is employed in investigations. It was probably C. We read it together, like 3D something. Visual imaging. Okay, let's just check that out. Nah, this is like, yeah, that's visual imaging. C. I'm not gonna just spend much time on it. But we gotta remember, we have to use, not have to, but we may use one letter twice, which usually we have to use. Reason for narrowing the scope of research activity, like narrowing the research. Like we don't want to spend a lot of time on ton of research. We just want to be precise. I read it just recently. If you forgot, I'm going to show it to you. Here, We don't waste our time looking at all the scientific questions, you know? We cannot. We just focus on winning. This means narrowing the research and just focus on winning, bro. So far, BCB. How AIS ideas have been reproduced. Okay, copy. Where was it? You tell me, guys. Their products have been reproduced, like copying and reproduce the same thing, like replicate, all these words, you know, the same. F. And how obstacles to optimum achievement can be investigated. Okay, optimum, like second by second, millisecond by millisecond, you know, I saw it somewhere. Not A, not B, no C. Optimum, we're talking about optimum. Okay, how they do it? Secret. Second, okay. I think here, you know, like millimeter, second by second, like get out of here. C. I'm gonna choose it. Maybe I'm wrong, but we'll see. It's C for me. Obstacles. I think C. Like, come on. I don't want to just read the whole stuff. Maybe this one. He points out that the data on the swimmers in second and third place shows that one who finished actually swam faster. So why did he finish 35 second down? His turn times were 100 times second by the other guy. If he can improve, improving, okay. Much better. This is the kind of accuracy bringing on a range of sports. Heart rate. Obstacles, yeah. How about here? Not the obstacles. No gain is too slight to bother with. Beating results. It's all about improvement. Okay, it's either C or D. The overview of the funded support of athletes. Overview of the funded support of athletes. Okay, funded supports. Let's have a look at it. 6th paragraph twice. We already used B twice. So we cannot use C twice, which means it's D. Obstacles. Okay. And now I know. I didn't know before, but I know it. Let's do it, man. Overview of the, now we have like 2 more paragraphs to deal with. Overview of the funded support of athletes. So E and anything else? I mean, come on. A and E. Okay. How about some money here? Finance. Okay, man. I'm just gonna choose. I have no time. I'm so confident. A, finance. How performance requirements are calculated. Competition model. E, I'm not even looking at it. You know how easy it is. So guys, we're done. Once again, B, C, B, F, D, A, E. A, B, A, C. Hope we are correct though. Competition model, 2%. So it's time to check it out. Test 1 answers. I hope I'm right. If I'm not, please forgive me. Okay, B, C, B, F, D, A, E. 100% A, B, A, C. 100% competition model, 2%. 100%. So this wraps up our today's video. I hope I just wrapped it up real quickly. I hope you understood everything. Make sure to watch the video a couple of times to better understand the whole stuff. And I'm gonna upload more videos about reading passages. Trust me, guys, reading passages is super easy. You just have to take it easy, you know. That's how you do it. Bye.